Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from chapter 7, and today we are going to present about our chapter, which is the project schedule and budget. Project planning is as much a process of guiding, educating, and forceful persuasion as it is utilizing our leadership skill, knowledge, expertise, and persistence. The proper planning of any project begins with the preparation of milestone and critical path methodology, scheduling, detailed system budget, and constructability reviews. It is with the diligent management of these that ensures the success of projects of any size. Budgeting is a continuous process of refining, educating all team members, and checking on project costs throughout all phases of the project. I'm going to start our presentation by discussing the topic of project cost management. Cost management involves knowing the financial and human resources required to complete a project within an approved budget. The PMBOK describes three areas or processes for effective cost management. First one is the estimate cost, second is determine budget, and the third one is control cost. For estimating the cost, the first step in cost management is to estimate the cost of each activity in the project. Costs include both human resource and physical resource costs. Because this step often occurs in the planning phase, it is important to understand that the estimated costs are your best guesses at the actual cost of each activity. To get a good guess at cost, you can use one of the following techniques: analogous estimating, parametric modeling, or bottom-up estimating. For the determining the budget, using your best guess estimate, the next step is to create a realistic project budget. In this step, you will determine the cost baseline and the funding requirements for the project. A good project budget will help you make key decisions with respect to the project schedule and resource allocation constraint. And the third one is controlling the cost. Good project managers will carefully monitor the cost of their projects. This includes watching to see where actual cost has varied from estimated costs. Cost control also involves informing the stakeholders of cost discrepancies that vary too much from the budgeted cost. To effectively control project costs, you will need to regularly monitor and measure the performance of the budget and revise forecasts as required. The PMBOK suggests several tools and techniques to help control costs. First one is earned value management. Second one is forecasting. Third one is to complete performance index. And last one is variance analysis. By learning how to estimate costs, determine budgets, and control costs, you can be a better project manager and leader. Effective cost management will help you get projects done on time and under budget, the golden ticket for any successful project manager. Next, we move to the project scheduling. The project schedule is the tool that communicates what work needs to be performed, which resources of the organization will perform the work, and the time frame in which that work needs to be performed. The project schedule should reflect all of the work associated with delivering the project on time. Without a full and complete schedule, the project manager will be unable to communicate the complete effort in terms of cost and resources necessary to deliver the project. Next, we are going to discuss about tools that can we use to develop our schedule. The first one is activity on the node, AON. When it comes to a project, the entire project is divided into many interdependent tasks. In this set of tasks, the sequence or the order of the tasks is quite important. If the sequence is wrong, the end result of the project might not be what the management expected. Some tasks in the projects can safely be performed parallel to other tasks. In a project activity diagram, the sequence of the tasks is simply illustrated. There are many tools that can be used for drawing project activity diagrams. Microsoft Project is one of the most popular software for this type of work. Boxes of the activity diagram indicate the task and the arrows show the relationships. Usually the relationships are the sequences that takes place in the activities. The diagram show an example of activity diagram which tasks in boxes and relationship represented by arrows. This type of activity diagram is also known as activity on node diagram. This is due to the fact that all activities are shown on the nodes. Activity diagrams can be used for illustrating the sequence of project tasks. These diagrams can be created with a minimum effort and gives you a clear understanding of interdependent tasks. Next is the schedule network analysis. This is a graphic representation of the project's activities, the time it takes to complete them, and the sequence in which they must be done. Project management software is typically used to create this analysis. Gantt charts, and PERT charts are common format. This is an example of Gantt chart that is used for illustrating project schedules. Critical path analysis is the process of looking at all the activities that must be completed and calculating the best line or critical path to take so that you complete the project in the minimum amount of time. The method calculates the earliest and latest possible start and finish times for project activities, and it estimates the dependencies among them to create a schedule of critical activities and dates. In the critical path method, the critical activities of a program or a project are identified. These are the activities that have a direct impact on the completion date of the project. Among the advantages of critical path are offers a visual representation of the project activities, presents the time to complete the task and the overall project, and tracking of critical activities. Next one is schedule compression. This tool helps shorten the total duration of a project by decreasing the time allocated for certain activities. It is done so that you can meet time constraint and still keep the original scope of the project. There are two methods that can be used here, which is crashing and fast tracking. Crashing is where you assign more resources to an activity, thus decreasing the time it takes to complete it. This is based on the assumption that the time you save will offset the added resource cost. Fast tracking involves rearranging activities to allow more parallel work. This means that things you would normally do one after another are now done at the same time. However, do bear in mind that this approach increases the risk that you'll miss things or fail to address changes. PERT is one of the successful and proven methods among the many other techniques, such as critical path method. But PERT is more about the management probabilities. So in PERT, there are three estimation times involved, which is optimistic time estimate, most likely time estimate, and pessimistic time estimate.
Next, we're going to discuss about critical chain project management, CCPM. CCPM is based on the idea that people often inflate or add cushioning to their estimate to create a form of safety to compensate or uncertainty or risk, because first, your work is dependent upon the work of someone else and you believe that starting your work will be delayed. Second is your pessimism from previous experience where things did not go as planned. And third, your belief that the project sponsor or customer will cut your project schedule or budget, so you inflate your estimate to guard against this cut. Why are projects delayed? First, it is because student syndrome or procrastinating until the last minute before starting to work on a task. Second is Parkinson law, or the idea that work expand to fill the time available. And the third is multitasking or resource contention.
Okay, now we proceed on how to developing the project budget. Okay, first we define that resources will be needed to perform the work. And second, determine the quantity of resources that are needed. Third one, define the cost of using each resources. Fourth, calculate the cost or the task or activity. And the last one, ensure that the resources are level. That is, resources have not been over allocated, assigned to more than one task schedule at the same time. Last one is about finalizing the project schedule and budget. The project schedule and budget may require several interactions before it acceptable to the sponsor. The project management The last one is about finalizing the project schedule and budget. Okay, the project schedule and budget may require several iterations before it acceptable to the sponsor. The last one is about finalizing the project schedule and budget. The project schedule and budget may require several iterations before it is acceptable to the sponsor, the project manager, and the project team. Once the project schedule and project plan are accepted, the project plan become the baseline plan. Once accepted, the project manager and project team have the authority to execute or carry out the plan. I think that's all from us. I think you guys maybe enjoy our video and have a nice day. Thank you.